we found an old Johnson 9.9 sitting in the dirt. Got it for free. And we want to put this thing on a boat that's way too small, and we want to go out and enjoy a day on the water. Problem is, we're poor, and we have no idea if this thing runs. So, let's give it a try.
See if it runs.
Yeah. Also, what year is it? We don't know. It's a Johnson Seahorse. It doesn't matter. You find one of these, it runs. All right. The motor's in there. That's good news. When you're checking any motor, you want to know, does it have spark, compression, is it getting air and fuel? If you have all of those, everything should be fine. So you can manually spin these things over any of these small outboards with this flywheel. She spins. Everything's great. I don't feel no grinding. Come on in here and let's check for fuel. Let me check for fuel here. So the fuel comes in right here. All right. We got a hose, and it actually doesn't look bad. And it seems to be intact. Coming to the pump, which looks great, maybe even replaced-ish. Coming out of the pump, we have found our first problem. Can't even see in that hose, but it's supposed to go here. So the old hose broke off. No, it didn't. The center pulled out. That's why that looks so bad. So we need to get that cut off, get this cut and everything reinstalled. Now let's check for spark. Yeah, I'm not an electrician. So we know we got compression. We should be getting air. I mean, that's where the air goes. Yep, seems fine. Let's go from here. Time to do some surgery. Never attempt surgery unless you have years of medical training, or it's an outboard motor. Let's get the end cut off. We don't know how much space we're going to have, so we just want to cut past the part that was pulled out. Does this solve the problem that this hose is apparently completely rotten? No. Do we care? We probably should. Now, if you're doing this kind of routing, try and make sure that you're not getting in the way of any linkages or wires or moving parts. You know, you don't want the next guy to think you are an idiot, because you're probably going to be the next guy. We should replace this hose with a new one. And the reason we're not going to do that immediately is we want to know what other problems we have. So we want it just good enough.
I wonder why they just stopped making old Johnsons and Evinrudes. And
well, it's because of some overly educated C-suite type that probably thought he was the smartest guy in the room and knew nothing about motors. Johnson and Evinrude used to be two different companies. And then they joined together and everybody gets super excited because these two companies that built Granddaddy's motor and Daddy's motor, they were going to start building motors together, which would make them cheaper. They had built them the exact same way forever, and they just ran forever. This dude decides, we're going to come out with the E-Tech. In the first few years of E-Tech, it was a disaster. These things had a bunch of issues. Well, that was about the time the four-strokes were coming out everywhere else. And Johnson and Evinrude, they didn't want to do four-strokes, so they just kept pushing. Eventually, the E-Techs got better. The final few years are not terrible. But by then, four-strokes, better on gas, they're quieter. A lot of places mandate them. They had missed the bus. So just like every other company, they went out of business because some guy in an air-conditioned office way up the stairs from everybody else, he thought he knew better, or she knew better, or they knew better. And they didn't give a darn what their customers thought or what their employees thought. And they died. That's the story of every company in America, just about. Now that we're back on topic, we've got the fuel situation fixed. Maybe. Hopefully. And we know we have something that looks like it should make a spark, which is good. We have compression. So now, let's just do a quick overview of the rest of this motor. You can tell by the wear marks on the paint that this thing has been used a lot. Lots of hours. That doesn't mean that we don't have a good motor. It doesn't mean you won't have one when you find yours in the barn. They got used. That's the point. Maybe that just means they worked all the kinks out of it. So now, we've got to figure out a way to put fuel to this guy. And thankfully, China and Amazon, they have our back. Now, let's see if this sucker will make noise. Those Chinese really do think of everything. This thing's got a nice brass vent. Came with the hose, a fuel filter, the little squeezy pump. We did add a fuel shutoff. Don't know if we need it. We had to bypass the original connector. The end of it is just a little different than the modern ones they sell for Johnson, but we saved on it, and maybe we'll use it again one day. We'll eventually get the right connector, but for now we just ran the hose directly in. Brand new hose. Went ahead and replaced that little small one. So let's give it a choke. Uh-oh, choke came on. Fixed.
Can't pull it too hard.
Yeah, don't pull it too hard. All right, JD. What? I heard it pop. Carburetor may be a little gummed up. Let's try it out. Oh my God. She lives. Not well. She's sick, but she lives.
Oh, she's still more free now.
All right, son. This is getting ridiculous. This Florida heat wave is killing me. I just don't know. If we're going to the river tomorrow, we've already give 2 days on this thing. We've had to super glue a piece of flywheel back on. The bolt stripped out for the recoil. We had to super glue it back in. I mean, hell, when this thing gets hot, it's going to sling itself apart. There's paracord and pipe for a recoil now. Look, I know you wanted to use this on your boat, but if we're going to the water, we got to do something else.
What do you got in mind?
You up for anything?
I might as well, yeah.
All right. Well, then I got a plan. Get sweat out of my eyes. Golly, can't see nothing. Yep, that's good enough. We are going to go to the water. And you are going to have a gas motor. Follow me. You remember this old thing?
Yeah.
All right.
Been laying in the yard forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, this thing's been in the yard for like a year. Also free. Set for about 20 years. Get off. Clean them. You gotta clean them off first. It's clean. We can't get one running. What are the chances we couldn't get two? So we'll just put this on our custom motor mount sink. Patent pending. And we'll see what we can do. All right, son. I introduce you to Plan B. We are going to try and make something out of this with a Gamefisher 5-horse positive shift drive. You don't want those negative shift drives. Man, them things keep you down. Let's take a look at this sucker. Recoil's attached to the cowling. Very simple. I'm sure those numbers mean something. We've got a carburetor with no air box. I'm sure that won't ever be a problem. Let's see. We've got a spark plug. And yeah, no, I think it's all here. So let's try out Plan B. I mean, not the normal Plan B. This one might actually work. Alright, we are almost out of sunlight and I am hot. So let's dive in. Do we have compression? I think we do. Spark. I am still not an electrician, so check. Fuel. We may have a problem. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a itty bitty nipple. Hopefully that wasn't broke. But this could be a good thing, okay? This could be a really good thing. Hopefully the last guy ran it dry. And if he did that, we have a really good shot at hooking this tank up, yanking on the cord, maybe spraying a little Go Juice in it, and maybe we're done. Like, let's try it out. All right, JD, Dad needs a break. You're up. Take that fuel line. I need you to run it anywhere you can find a hole in this thing. Also, ladies and gentlemen, keep your open fuel lines out of the dirt. You know, you don't want any dirty fuel getting into your brand new motor. Just like you don't want a dirty workspace. Yeah. Okay. So, theoretically, with a motor like this, old 2-stroke, assuming we don't have problems, you know, maybe we pump gas in this thing, throw a little squirt of starting fluid in it, and make noise. That'd be ideal. Well, all right. You got faith in this one?
After that, not really. But
After that thing, I don't have faith in myself. Well, fuel line's on. Let's do the worst thing possible for a 2-stroke.
starting fluid.
You know, they like oil in their gasoline, and this has neither. Alright. This thing's been sitting forever. Did the last guy do us a favor and actually drain and run all the fuel out?
But there's a slight problem. There's no shifter knob.
What do you mean there's no shifter knob?
It's broke. It's gone. Walmart ain't gonna help. Amazon ain't gonna help.
Walmart.
Ace, the helpful hardware place.
Good Lord, son, you kids. I just don't know. Amazon has not got the solution for every problem because they made that a very long time ago. Here you go, the solution.
Little vice grip, huh?
Try it out. One day you kids are gonna learn.
It don't fit.
Shift it. Look at there.
It's shifted.
I freaking tried to tell you. Well, let's give her a, let's see here, cold start, start position, cut the water on, cross your fingers. We desperately need this to work. It's working. It's getting better. It works. Okay. All right. Let's stop right here and go get a lottery ticket.
Let's go.
Good Lord. Come on, baby. Come on. Stay running. You got plenty of gas? Yep. Here we go. Come on, it wants to run. It wants to run. It friggin' runs. And it stops. Well, that was a nightmare. But we did it. We did it. And we get to watch that beautiful sunset. And what is hell? Of course you had to grab that chair. Bougie as hell. I don't know where he got it. So what do you think?
I think I got a running motor.
I think you got a running motor. We did find out the shear pin is sheared. But we found extras.
What's the name?
Yeah, we found extras. They're right there on the motor. So we're going to fix that. We're going to clean up the fuel line. And tomorrow, we're going to the water.
I like this plan.
I'll follow you on the motorized canoe, and you can take the old Sears and Roebuck Gamefisher. That's awesome. Look, this just proves why you don't throw these things away. We got the Johnson to fire off. We're just having fuel issues, and man, so many more. This thing, I mean, it took nothing. It took absolutely nothing. We put a fuel line on it, and it runs. We ran into this, I don't know how many times working on things.
Several.
We got a friggin' push mower over there that had gas in it on the side of the road. I whacked it twice with my Leatherman on the carburetor bulb, and it fired up and ran. We use it in the yard. The moral of the story is don't give up. We didn't give up. We had to start this thing a couple days ago. Got a full-time job, work in between. Spent all day out in the heat wave. But we're going to make up for it tomorrow. We're going to go to the river. We're going to get some fish. And we're going to hang out in some really awesome places.
I like the sound of that.
So, we'll end this one here. Let's go have another adventure later.
I agree.